Welcome back into Soccer X TV. We are at the Johan Cruyff Arena for Soccer X Day 1, and I am standing by with a very special guest. David, welcome in. If you'd like to introduce yourself, and for our audience members who maybe don't know exactly what you do, give us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah. So thank you. So I'm David. I'm the co-founder and CEO of V2 Ventures. It's a venture building studio focusing on sports and media companies, and which also owns GDS Cascais, a nice football club in the beautiful city of Cascais near Lisbon, Portugal.
Fabulous. So you, I think, are someone who represents kind of the integration of tech, innovation, entrepreneurship, and football
Yeah.
across so many different avenues you've worked in. How did you stumble upon becoming a football owner and owning this club? What was that journey like?
So it actually started off with just a dream. I wanted to have a football club, right? So I think it's maybe every boy's dream who is into football, which normally isn't that realistic to own a football club. And it kept coming back, the dream, and maybe a little bit more the ability to make it into a reality. So yeah, started thinking about it a little bit more, talked to a lot of people, and by the end, or in the end, it was just a decision: is it actually, or question more, is it that hard to buy a football club? Which turns out it's not that hard. It's just a question of doing it, actually. So yeah.
And we were discussing how your dream is actually not just to own one, it's to own multiple and kind of create a new model for what it looks like to own multiple football clubs around the world. Explain that to us a little bit more.
Yeah, so in addition to Cascais, we also have a minority stake in Beira-Mar in Aveiro near Porto, and that actually the experience of getting involved to that level in football clubs led me to think about what if we do a multi-club ownership, and but different. So regular multi-club ownerships are pyramid shaped or vertically shaped, right? Everything goes towards one flagship club. We want to do it differently. We want to build the world's biggest MCO, and not because of the quantity, but because of building an infrastructure to do the new business of football on top of. Meaning, we want to get into 50 football clubs globally, where the quality of the football itself is not the driving force, but the ability to make Premier League level deals for 6 division clubs.
Wow. Okay. And so when you are looking at which clubs to potentially invest in, what factors do you kind of value the most? What appears more appealing to you versus others, for example?
So we actually have a fairly open scope. So I'm not necessarily focusing on certain football specific countries, but more on every club should have something unique, preferably two things. So for Cascais, for example, the name itself and the location is beautiful. Beira-Mar, beautiful name as well, but they have an insanely big stadium. It used to be first division club. Eusebio used to play there, so big story as well. So we're looking for clubs which have that key factor for us. And a couple of clubs I'm focusing on now. I think we have about 85 on the list to go through. They all have that special thing, and that could be the location. It could be one club you're looking for has not lost a single euro in 20 years, a 6 division club in the UK, which I think is an awesome trait in itself. So yeah, it's building the club's infrastructure in a way where they can become self-sustainable, and again have the right attraction for fans, enough people in the vicinity to really build something big.
It feels like you put an emphasis on the storytelling, on the passion that or the stories that are connected to these clubs, which is really unique. We're wishing you all the best. You are going to be taking part in a panel that is focused on owning the game. What have you learned during the past couple of months of being a new club owner and as you embark on this adventure?
It's quite a steep learning curve, right? So as a club owner on the level of club we own, you're involved in the washing machine breaking down to selecting the new club shirts, attracting sponsors, and convincing players to stay or attract new players. It's very operational. Luckily, I don't have to do it myself. We've got a great team, of course, in Portugal, and I've got people here in the company who are busy on full time basis running that club. But yeah, it's like I said, it's a steep learning curve, but very very nice.
Are you learning Portuguese?
I started Duolingo, but I didn't really get further than day number two. No, so obrigado, and that's about it.
Muito bem. I am Portuguese, so we'll work on that off camera. And I guess to wrap up, what are your objectives over the course of the next 12 months? When you sit down with us next year at Soccer X, what do you hope to accomplish over the course of the next year?
Well, apart from again the launch of the MCO, which we're doing now, I'd like to sit here next year and say we've got about 20 clubs. The goal is actually to add 10 a year, finishing off this year with 6 or 7, hopefully. But more than the numbers, I think it would be great if we have really implemented the horizontal MCO idea into football. I think that's the bigger aim, right? So when people start talking about the MCO, the question should be which one is it, the vertical or horizontal one? That's the real achievement for me for next year.
Amazing. And now, for real, the last question. What advice would you give to people tuning in who maybe want to get into the football space, who look at people like you who have made the move from tech to creating companies to now football ownership? What advice would you give to them?
Well, on personal level, I would say just reach out to me, and I'm happy to help. I try to converse with as many people as possible who reach out. So and second of all, it's just a matter of actually doing it, right? And I'm sure it's not easy because everybody wants to get into sports, and it's on one hand it's difficult. But on the other hand, I think you should just try it and push forward and add value. So rather than maybe really operational tip, rather than trying to look for a job, see if you can invest yourself some time and just offer yourself to services to the companies out there.
Fabulous. Well, thank you so much for the time, David. We look forward to your panel in just a little bit, and we'll see you soon here, right here on Soccer X TV.